Ashley Judd responded to all of this with a statement. She said, "This is yet another example of the politics of personal destruction that embody Mitch McConnell and are pervasive in Washington, D.C. We expected nothing less from Mitch McConnell and his camp than to take a personal struggle such as depression, which many Americans cope with on a daily basis, and turn it into a laughing matter." Ashley Judd
Yep.
decided a couple weeks ago that she would not run against Mitch McConnell. Cliff, how vulnerable is McConnell, and who do you think the Democrats may be trying to put up for this race?
Well, and let me say very clearly also that she Ashley Judd was a victim of molestation when she was young, which is what she wrote about led to a lot of this problem. So understand how vicious this person is, that he'd be willing to use that in Mitch McConnell. He's one of the most vulnerable Republicans out there. He's got an approval rating that's in the 30s. The big issue with him is always that he's created this myth because he basically extorts money from every large company, every large corporation in Washington. So he has a huge war chest. He's willing to be vicious, and he sends that signal to people so they won't take him on. If they're willing to, they'll see that he's got an approval rating that's in the toilet. People don't really like him. He kind of looks like an old turtle. He doesn't speak very well when he gets up, and there's no doubt he's beatable. Right now, it's the current Secretary of State, Allison Lundergan Grimes, is the one everyone is trying to get in. She's got connections through her dad, the former chairman of the Kentucky Democratic Party, to the Clintons and to others. She won a race with 60% of the vote, going a few years back against a Republican in an open seat in Kentucky. So, I think right now she would be a great candidate. There's others being bandied about, but she's really the one I've heard the most talk about. And if she is well funded, and if people are willing to engage on this race, like I think they are, because really McConnell is up there with Susan Collins of Maine as probably the two most vulnerable Republicans. And so it would make sense to really make it a race to him. And not to mention, he's the leader of the other party, and he's the one who puts together their strategy of obstructing judges, of obstructing all legislation. Again, he was one of the people that brought this kind of politics and this kind of culture to Washington. He doesn't get enough credit for it when Newt Gingrich did in the House in '94 and some of the others. He's just as responsible for that. There's no doubt by someone running a good race who's well funded, he can be beaten.